So this is Paul Luali. He is the president and CEO of Friends of Youth, and we've just taken a look now at this what's going to be a beautiful new facility. I wanted to ask you firstly, Paul, how old are the kids that are coming here? Well, some of them are young adults; they're not all kids. How old are they generally?
Yeah, so generally what we see at our shelter is we have two shelters. So we have a under 18 shelter, which is on our campus in Kirkland on 132nd Street. And then we have this shelter, which is the over 18, 18 and over. 18 to 24 is typically what you see. Majority, I would say, between 18 and 20.
Okay, so if they're a few years older, is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay. If they're falling within 18 and 24, a lot of the reason why we have this delineation between under 18 and over 18 and 24 is developmental. What are the developmental needs of young people, and how can we accommodate them the way they need to be accommodated? Because an 18-year-old can go into an adult shelter, so they can go in an adult shelter. An adult shelter is very, very different. Your standard adult shelter, where you may have a 40-year-old person or a 50-year-old person, and where they are in life and the spaces they have to share with an 18-year-old person could be very different. So we have these spaces so that we can accommodate for the special needs of 18 to 24.
Well, let's talk about some of the amenities that you're going to have in this building, because you were showing us we took the tour, we looked at the blueprints and so on. You're going to have beds, laundry facility. I mean, there's going to be all kinds of stuff here.
Yes, so we're very excited about this facility. So we've been offering shelter, had a shelter. We are the only youth and young adult shelter in the East Side, which is 7 cities, for the last, forever. And we're excited about this site, particularly for what you just mentioned, is what were the amenities that are going to be in this site. So our old shelter could accommodate 20 beds, and during the COVID cycle, we went to 15 with social distancing. But it also only had 2 shower stalls for showering. We had a couple of toilets. Also did not have a commercial kitchen, and also did not have anywhere to do laundry. So those are some of the needs that young people have been telling us they would like to have more of. If you could picture 20 people in a space, all waking up at 7 o'clock trying to get a shower and get out of there, and there's 2 shower stalls, so you can only imagine what happens. Or trying to have a nice meal but not having a kitchen, so we're constantly relying on food that's been either donated or something that you can warm up quick. So this new site allows us to not only have 35 beds, it gives us a commercial kitchen so we can prepare our own meals. We can have meals across the day and not just in the evening dinners. It gives us adequate showers, 6 stalls of showers, 6 back toilets, and also a commercial laundry space where anyone can come in and access any of those amenities at any given time, because it's a 24-hour shelter.
See, the laundry to me, it doesn't feel like a big piece, but really that's a sort of a key component, along with showering, about these young people maintaining their dignity as they work through these issues.
Thank you for bringing that up, Ryan, because I think that's something that most who are not connected to this issue probably don't consider as far as young people who are unsheltered. So the person you see on the street who looks unsheltered and may be unsheltered, there's usually descriptors that people use to describe them, and some of them may not be very far off. I've been wearing the same clothes on the street, and I don't have a closet to have my clothes in. So I have the clothes on my back and what's in my backpack. And after a while, they get dirty, and they need cleaning, just like we have our clothes cleaned on a regular basis. But those are some of the day-to-day things that young people who are in shelter encounter. They don't have a place to do their laundry, or they may not have the resources to get their laundry done. And this does give them that ability to, whether you're accessing our shelter or not, if you just need your clothes cleaned, you can do that. And to your point, it does preserve the dignity of them and the value of them as a person, as a human being, just like for all of us.
So when these young people come here, what generally, and I know this is going to be sort of a broad question, but what sort of issues are they usually dealing with?
Yeah. Every young person coming and accessing our services or looking for supports is a unique individual. So every situation is unique. Are there things that we find that are, yeah, commonalities? I think the biggest commonality that I would say is, for one reason or the other, they either don't have a support network or cannot be in their natural environment, home setting, for one reason or the other. Those are the two big ones, but within each, there's a lot of nuance. There's some young people who having struggles related to, I would say, behavioral health, mental health. There's young people who are struggling with gender identity issues. There's young people who are in environments where there's abuse, abandonment, neglect, and it just goes on and on and on. So different issues going on there. And what we try to do is provide those supports that to address them. So when they come to shelter, as you asked, what do we do? Is provide case management, like real quick. As soon as they can talk to us, is to provide a case manager to sort through some of these things and figure out what's the best course of action to support this young person who's come to us.
So when you offer them those supports, how much of it is offered here versus referral?
Yeah, so again, because every situation is unique, so the things we know we can do, so we have, beyond shelter, we provide housing navigation, we provide access to education, employment, some of those things. But we also provide a lot of services related to mental health, behavioral health. And if there is an acuity of mental health, behavioral health needs, then we refer them. We have a whole division that just deals with mental health, behavioral health. So we feel pretty comfortable that we can support young people in their journey, but it just depends on what their circumstances.
Now, is there some in-house mental health support if it's not particularly acute? Like you can do some of it, and if it's farther along or needs something greater, then you refer them out.
Yeah, so we have a whole we have professional mental health therapists. We have mental health therapists who are focused on different issues. It could be sexual behaviors. It could be substance use disorder. It could be just a whole. But we do have our own in-house that focus on different areas.
You mentioned substance use. How much of that do you see, among the young people coming in here?
Yeah, so I'll give you this, that right now we work with 2 school districts in helping support their counselors, especially on outpatient behavioral health issues related to high schoolers primarily in those 2 school districts. And most of the issues we face include substance use disorder, and working with those clients, those young people and their families, addressing that. There has been a rise in that as the level of drugs that are out there has increased. So has the need, and for that division, I would tell you this. With all the employees we have there supporting young people, there's always a waiting list of people trying to see a whether it's a therapist or a counselor. So that's just how it is. It's only increased every year. I would say the last 5 years I've seen a huge increase related to our waiting list and people looking to see someone related to SUDS, what we call substance use disorder work.
Oh, goodness. And with the fentanyl and now tranq being involved, yes, with this, I mean, it's just getting worse and worse. Roughly how many young people would you say you'll be able to move through? Because it's not a place where they stay, it's a place where they come. It's one of the first stepping stones.
Thank you for saying that.
Let's say on a yearly basis, how many young people do you think you'll be able to help move through here?
Yeah, so on the conservative side, I would say with this new shelter, I would say at least 300 would be what I expect that we would see on an annual basis. And when I say 300, because you hit the nail on the head, it's not just the shelter that you work on, and it's not just one day. They could be in your shelter for 2 weeks. They could be in your shelter for longer than 2 weeks. So, how many people do you see? There is a quantity thing and then there's a quality thing. Our goal is that when you come through our shelter, we move you on to something that you would prefer to be, a situation you'd prefer to be. So moving on to a transition living program, moving on to a permanent supportive housing, moving on to independent living. That's kind of the progression that we would like to see everyone in independent living. But that takes time. So it's not about just simply the amount of people we would prefer to serve. It's really getting them to where they are attaining growth and success in their journey.
What's this $1 million that Congresswoman Del Bene has presented to you today? What's that going to mean as you're putting this whole thing together?
Yeah, so the generosity and advocacy that Congresswoman Del Bene has provided us really allows us to go deeper in the work. And you brought it up as far as the dignity of our clients. It really allows, we like to speak about we as a service provider. It's really not about us. We're just part of the journey and trying to support. How do we match the ambition of our clients? Their story today does not have to be their lives. And how well in tune are we with that? And how do we match their ambition? The person coming to shelter today is more than likely envisioning a place where they have their own house. So how are we matching that ambition? And the funds that we have received allow us to start putting those things in place that our clients coming to us see that, yes, I can do my laundry. I can have a hot shower for as long as I want to. I can get 3 meals a day because we have a commercial kitchen. I can get access to the internet and find things. I am in a safe environment where no one is threatening me. The $1 million has enabled us to create a space where these things are available for our clients. So very appreciative of the support, but more so of the advocacy that Congresswoman Del Bene has made sure that she's been at the front line of saying this is important, and I will do what I can to support this endeavor.
Very good. Paul Lawali, thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate you having me.
So we are with Kirkland Mayor Penny Sweet. Your Honor, when you see a place like this, what is it going to mean to the people here in your city?
Well, for me, it means hope. It means we're doing the right things for the people in our city and the people who want to be in our city. This has been a long time coming. We have these needs have exacerbated over the years. And we in Kirkland are doing everything we can to make sure that we're addressing the issues. So I'm really excited about this facility. I'm excited about the fact that it could go up 10 stories if we wanted it to go up 10 stories. There is a need. Paul and his team have a solution. I think, along with everything else, it's going to take money. It's going to take a lot of hard work. It's going to take real creative facilitation of behavioral health social workers. We need those in all of our facilities, but I'm really excited about this as a direction for us.
And I think people wouldn't necessarily put Kirkland first when they think of homeless youth, the kids living on the street, but how big of a problem is it here in town?
It's a significant problem, and for all the reasons that Paul was outlining with regard to kids with gender identity issues, kids with drug issues, kids simply mad at their parents. There are social issues that need to be addressed by professional organizations like this one. So it's in every community, and Kirkland's no different. We just want to try to stay ahead of the problem.
And I think probably one of the most important pieces is you'll be welcoming kids here that aren't necessarily from Kirkland too.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, same with our permanent supportive housing facility that will open next year as well.
Excellent. Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you.